Who is Neal Mohan? How did an Indian origin leader become Time magazine's 2025 CEO of the Year? When the world runs on digital screens, some stories are quietly being written behind the curtain. Today's story is one of those. One that plays on your smartphone screen every single day, yet you don't even realize whose mind is working behind it, whose vision is changing the world's habits, and whose decisions determine what the world will watch, listen to, and be influenced by. A person whose voice is never loud, whose face you may have never seen in a trending Instagram reel, yet whose ideas have set the digital lifestyle of billions of people. Time magazine announces him as the 2025 CEO of the Year. But why? What is so special about Neal Mohan? Neal Mohan. Today, his name is part of every conversation where people try to understand the digital world. By naming him the 2025 CEO of the Year, Time magazine sends a message to the world that leadership is not built by loud speeches, but by deep thinking and precise decisions. Time writes in its profile, Mohan is a farmer. What he sows is what the world will consume. This line is not just a compliment. It reveals that the content the world sees on YouTube, which ideas become global movements, which messages go viral, so much of it is influenced by Neal Mohan's vision. And this vision didn't appear suddenly. Behind it lies a long journey. From a student who studied Sanskrit to becoming one of the most powerful tech leaders in Silicon Valley. YouTube, a platform that has become the digital diet of more than 2 billion people. People open YouTube as soon as they wake up, watch YouTube while eating, and even fall asleep while watching YouTube. But to run this massive ecosystem quietly, without noise, without aggression, with complete simplicity. Only a few people in the world can do that. When Time magazine wrote, he leads quietly, but powerfully, behind this line is a personality that is not loud but laser-focused, who values not charismatic speeches but strategic decision-making. Leadership of any social media company is not easy. But the responsibility of YouTube is far bigger, because it doesn't just host funny videos or cooking tutorials. This is where culture is created, ideas spread, communities grow, and sometimes the entire world's opinion changes. And the steering wheel of this digital cultural stream is in Neal Mohan's hands. Neal Mohan's biggest strength is his simplicity. Time magazine writes that he speaks softly, speaks thoughtfully, and most importantly, he believes in clear, direct communication. He says, if media is changing quickly, then we must change too. Otherwise, we will be left behind. This very mindset took YouTube far beyond a traditional video platform, shorts, live commerce, the creator economy, gaming, streaming. On every front, YouTube has touched new heights. Today, every creator, whether a child from a small village or an international influencer, can build their world on YouTube. This revolution did not come from technology alone. It came from clarity in leadership. Neal Mohan's greatest skill is this. He thinks about the future, but implements it in the present quietly, precisely, effectively. But this story doesn't begin in the meeting rooms of Silicon Valley. It begins much earlier, from Indiana in the United States, and then from the streets of Lucknow. Very few people know that much of Neal Mohan's childhood was spent in India. At the age of 12, he moved with his family to Lucknow. There is an interesting story from his school days. He loved Sanskrit. In his own words, learning Sanskrit was like computer programming, logical, phonetic, and rules-based. When you hear this, you understand. This child wasn't just learning a language. He was setting up his thinking like an upgraded operating system. The rule-based clarity of Sanskrit and the creativity of America, both were shaping in Neal a dual strength that would later make him perfect for global leadership. Then came the journey that turned Neal Mohan into an unstoppable force in the tech world, Stanford University. Not NSE, not IIT, but one of the most prestigious campuses in the world, Stanford, where ideas aren't just taught, they are born. Neal graduated in electrical engineering, then completed an 𝐮𝐻𝐽𝐸 from the Stanford Graduate School of Business. There, he became an 𝐟𝐨𝐥𝐿 Miller Scholar. An honor Stanford gives only to the top 10% of students. His career began at Accenture, but very soon his interest shifted toward advertising technology. First NetGravity, then DoubleClick. This is where the journey began that would later change YouTube's destiny. There came a time at DoubleClick when Microsoft was ready to hire him. Dropbox wanted him on their team, and Twitter had already offered him a top product role. But Google did not let him go, because Google understood that this person was not just an employee, but a system builder. That is why Google gave him a $100 million stock grant to retain him, a rare move in tech history. Neal Mohan's impact at Google was so immense that many of Google's products today, AdSense, AdMob, Display Network, YouTube ads, have core strategies built by him. His decisions reshaped the entire architecture of the digital advertising world. The YouTube ads you see today, the monetization creators receive, the businesses running on YouTube, all rest on foundations laid by Neal Mohan. Then came the turning point in 2015. Neal Mohan became the Chief Product Officer of YouTube. From here, he shaped YouTube into a platform that doesn't just show videos. Rather, it empowers knowledge, entertainment, politics, education, gaming, music, news, everything. Slowly, he made YouTube creator-centric. Earlier, YouTube was just a platform. Now it is a global creator economy where millions of people earn their livelihood, build their dreams, and create influence in the world. Creator Fund, YouTube Shorts, AI tools for creators, safer content rules, advertising transparency, these policies all came from this mindset. He built YouTube into a place where creativity blooms not just through talent, but with the help of technology. Neal Mohan believes the future belongs to those creators who understand both imagination and algorithm. Meaning, good content alone is not enough. Its ecosystem also needs to be intelligent. But for running such a massive platform, vision alone is not enough. Courage is also required. Challenges like misinformation, online toxicity, political influence, and content safety are enough to overwhelm any CEO. But Neal Mohan's calm leadership style tackles all of this without drama, without chaos. Time magazine writes that Neal is the calmest person in the room. And perhaps this is the reason YouTube remains stable, continues to grow, and stays globally trusted even in a chaotic internet. Now let's talk about the part people are most curious about, Neal Mohan's earnings and net worth. According to one report, his monthly income is estimated to be around 3 crores. That means nearly 1 lakh every hour. But the story doesn't end there. He also holds long-term stock holdings in Google and YouTube, whose value is considered to be in millions of dollars. His lifestyle is simple, but his financial standing places him among the world's top executives. And then comes the ultimate recognition, Time Magazine's CEO of the Year 2025. This award is not just a popularity vote. It is the verdict of the world's most influential business magazine that one of the most impactful leaders in the digital world today is Neal Mohan. Why? Because he didn't just grow YouTube, he changed the world's way of watching, learning, and understanding. Because he empowered creators, gave children from small towns a global audience, and made digital culture mainstream. Because he blended AI, short-form content, live commerce, and monetization models in a way that transformed YouTube into the #1 destination for every age, every country, and every language.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestion. And yes, if you like our content, Subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every news story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources: news from various news agencies, opinion polls, and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.